Alright guys, it's time for the final video on Chainsaw Man. I'm not sure if I'm going to make a review of the whole series yet, but I'll talk about that more at the end. So, of course, subscribe if you want to see other content from me and check out my other stuff on my channel, but let's begin. So, while we continue from the scene from the last chapter, and Makima leads Denji down a hallway, and as she's doing so, they are ambushed by Kishibe, and trying to kill her. And as that's happening, the agents summon the Hell Devil to try and tells it to kill Makima, and Makima asks Denji to save her, and Denji transforms into I guess we could say, the true Chainsaw Man, and easily defeats the Hell Devil. But after he does that, the Hell Devil manages to still transport him to Hell. So he's going to be a little occupied at least for a while. I thought it was going to be longer than what it was, but it's only for a little while. And while that's going on, Kishibe actually confronts Makima, and Makima tells him basically that he can't kill her. That any damage done to her will basically just be transferred over to another Japanese citizen by either sickness or accident. So she's basically impossible to kill. And Makima then says that she is a kind of fan or worshiper of Chainsaw Man, and that whatever he eats basically gets erased from the memory of everyone. The concept, past and present memories, all of that just disappears. And she names a lot of things. I think she names... I know she names nuclear weapons, and I think she also names Nazis. And, of course, Kishibe's like, what's a Nazi? Or, other things like that. And that's a pretty... To be serious, that's a pretty OP ability. But, yeah. And after that, later on in the chapters, we also find out that all of the hybrids that we've seen throughout the series are past victims of Chainsaw Man, where he's eaten them and they were reborn as we call them, hybrids. And the only reason Makima knows about Chainsaw Man's ability is because she's the control devil, so she is fully in control of herself. So if she doesn't want something to happen to her, like her memories, it won't happen to her. And that's the only reason she knows about Chainsaw Man and his abilities. And she also explains that if she's able to defeat Chainsaw Man somehow, she will be able to control him, and she will use his abilities to basically bring into fruition a nicer, a better world, but a world that she will be in control of course. Denji comes back from Hell, and he quickly kills Makima and actually goes to see Kobene, and basically all the chapters with Kobene and Denji going on a date with her and eating the burger and her tripping twice and having the burger go in his face, those were great comedy-wise. I was definitely smiling reading the chapters. It was good. But after that, we see Makima comes back, and she comes back with many, many other hybrids, including Katana Man, Rize, and Quan Shi. And I wrote it down here, at least because I don't think they ever explicitly say what all of them are. But all of them seem to be the katana, bomb, arrow, sword, whip, flamethrower, and spear hybrids. At least those are my best guesses for a lot of, because the whip one, I think it's the whip one. I don't know what the heck it could be. That's the one that kind of is weird to me. But as they fight, Chainsaw Man's basically destroying them. But they manage to launch him into space, and they think that that's going to be the thing that defeats him, because he's going to just freeze up in the atmosphere. But he's able to tear out his heart and throw it back to the earth, and he regrows as he's going back and manages to kill the rest of them again. And after that, Makima, of course, comes back again with a whole lot of other people she's controlling, and she reveals that the reason one of her other plans was to get everybody in the world basically admiring Chainsaw Man and what Denji has done, and she wanted all of it to get around the world so people admire him and stop fearing him. And without that fear, it weakens Chainsaw Man immeasurably. And we see the effects of that, and Makima basically tries to do the finishing blow on him, and she uses the Angel Devil's power and summons a weapon that costs 1,000 years, basically. And she fires it at Kobene, and of course, Denji, still being in Chainsaw Man, goes to protect her and gets stabbed by it. And as she's about to win, we kind of go into Denji's mind, and we see Power there, and we see Pochita as well, and Pochita tells Power to save Denji, and the only reason that she's able to revive is because in a few chapters ago, we see that Denji has sucked some of her blood, so she's still in Denji himself. And when she gets reincarnated, I like her design, and she messes them up pretty good. But she unfortunately isn't able to beat them, and she manages to get Denji away from all of them, and she still manages to protect him. And their final scene I really did like. I'm sad to see Power go again, but the scene in general was very well done. And Denji wakes up in a dumpster with Kishibe standing there, and basically it's going to be Kishibe, Denji, and Kobene teaming up to try to stop Makima, and Kishibe brings them basically to a hidden, I guess I'd call it a bunker area, so they can assess their plan and what they want to do next. And while they're in there, Kobene basically says that she's happy that she doesn't have to go back to her parents, and that she can kind of do her own thing. And I'll say this now, Kobene, I don't think she ever comes back after this. I don't know what happened with her or what she was planning to do, because she has no say in the future plans of what's coming up. So I don't know what happened with her. But Denji also sees that people are admiring him on television, and he very much loves this. He sees the even more joys of life. He wants people to admire him more and to kind of bask in the glory that he has brought upon himself. And he wants to keep on living. But he also realizes that he still kind of likes Makima after all of this, which is... I understand him a little bit, but he says it's kind of sad that he still feels that way. So he goes to confront Makima for the final time, and surprisingly, he's able to defeat all of the hybrids with her, because they came back again. And after he defeats them, Makima and him basically have a slugfest for an entire chapter, which was also very well done. I am looking very much forward to when the anime gets to this point, and how it will be animated. But she manages to defeat him and tear out his heart. And as she's kind of basking in the glory, saying that she's so happy that she finally has his heart, and and what they'll do together, we see in the background somebody get up, and we see it's Denji, and he manages to basically defeat her by hitting her with a chainsaw made out of Power's blood. And basically what happened was he tore out his heart to make a clone of himself. So the thing that she was fighting the entire time was actually Pochita, and he was, I guess, I don't think they say it, but it's kind of implied that he was able to kind of keep his blood pumping through Power's blood, and he also made the chainsaw out of Power's blood, what was left of it. And they managed to incapacitate her, and then Denji decides to eat her, which was it was a kind of surprising moment. And their plan is to, since he's the Chainsaw Man, if he eats her, that she will kind of reincarnate and that she won't heal back from it. And it works. She dies, and there's no signs of her regenerating, because I think it takes like a few weeks later, and he's meeting back up with Kishibe while he's actually taking care of the rest of Makima's dogs. And we find out that she was reincarnated, with no memory of her past life, of course, as a, let me look here, as a new character called Nayuta? I'll just say Nayuta. And that Denji's going to be taking care of her from now on. And that's a pretty good premise, because as we know now, that I think the author said that Chainsaw Man is not going to end. I think it's going to move magazines, and it's going to have basically a part 2 to it. And as he's bringing her back home and sleeping, Pochita tells Denji to basically fulfill the Control Devil's dream, because I think he basically already filled their contract. And what the Control Devil wanted was to be in a relationship that them and the other person they are with are basically equals. Because with the Control Devil, whatever relationship they were in was always the dominant person, the person on top of the other person, because they wanted control. So that's pretty interesting, and I'm looking forward to seeing how that's gonna go in part 2 of Chainsaw Man, basically. And we end off the series with Denji going to fight another devil, and he's in a school uniform. So I'm guessing in part 2 he's going to be actually going to school, which I am hesitant on. I don't know if that's going to be a good idea or not, but we'll see in the future series. So the final few chapters of Chainsaw Man was good. I honestly liked it. And I thought the series overall was very good. It definitely deserves an anime, and I would love to see what the studio making it is going to kind of do with all of the kind of weird things that the mangaka has done with the art and how it's presented, and other things like that. But I'd love to know what you guys think of Chainsaw Man, the final few chapters. I'll really want to talk to you guys in the comments down below if you're willing to. Subscribe if you want to see me go into part 2, of course, and or my other stuff. And remember to like if you liked it, or dislike it if you disliked it, and please tell me why in the comments down below. Looking forward to talking to you guys, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye, guys.